Hey, I'm Georgia Lyons and welcome to Intros. Today on the show, I have a very lovely friend of mine who is an absolutely incredible producer, songwriter, and now artist, Aubrie Mitchell. Aubrie, welcome to Intros. It is so good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
I've wanted to get you in this seat for a long time, but we met almost a year ago at the Aubrie Song Hub's songwriting camp with Brooke Fraser. And the whole entire week, every time we sat down at the end of the day, we were doing these songwriting recaps. Aubrie was in the room with this person. And the songs that you would create were just incredible. But I want to hear about your journey. How did you get to here? Where did you start?
I started around when I was 8 years old. I started playing piano, and I didn't really like playing piano because it was a bit of a chore for me. It was a pretty loathsome activity that I did for 12 years plus. And so growing up, piano was kind of just what I did. And then finally, when I was around 15, in my teenage years, I started songwriting. And with this, I was producing at the same time, and it kind of turned into a passion of mine to just make little songs here and there. I then did the Ignite program with Josh Fountain. He was my mentor.
Amazing.
And that opened my eyes to the music industry and what producers do and the behind the scenes of how songs are created. And it kind of gave me a foot into the industry with the connections that I made through that program. And then I went to did my music degree in classical theory.
Wait, so you did your degree in classical theory even though piano theory was like the worst thing for you as a kid?
Yes.
Okay.
My thinking was a bit skewed back then. Yeah. I think I regretted the years that I didn't learn the theory. And so I wanted to kind of backtrack and get back to the fundamentals.
That's amazing.
Just so that I knew what I was missing. But after my degree, I came into contact with Big Fan through Savina Fountain. Started off as an intern, have been creating music and producing with different artists and songwriting ever since. So that's been a cool journey.
You've just mentioned Big Fan, which is an amazing facility, studio space here in Auckland, co-owned by Joel Little, who, if people haven't heard of Joel Little before, he is an incredible producer, worked with the likes of Taylor Swift, Lorde. I mean, you could just really name all of these amazing artists and people. What has it been like for you having him as, I guess, a mentor, someone that has kind of walked you through being a producer and learning under him?
It's been absolutely awesome. Like being able to have him in my corner and just, show him songs that I'm working on throughout the years. It's been crazy to get that knowledge from someone who's so high up in the industry and has worked with so many huge artists.
Has there been maybe one piece of advice that's really stood out to you that Joel has given you over the past few years that you could share with us?
Definitely. There's kind of a running theme that when I show him a song, he's always really interested in how the voice is portrayed. Either that's through the lyrics, the melody, the emotion that the artist is, showing through their vocal abilities or through the production. I quite often like to focus on the production aspect of the song and be like, we got these cool drums, we got these cool horns or something, something in the back. Sometimes it's better just to strip it back or just to champion the voice in a way that you can really showcase the artist for who they are and what they would want to be shown as. So I've really valued his input in that regard and always helping me see the bigger perspective and the wider shot of what a song should be.
Last year was a massive year for you. You released your very first Aubrie Mitchell artist project, which is so exciting. What has that transition been like going from producing into being your own artist?
It's been a crazy experience, feeling how it feels on the other side of the artistry, and it's been a cool experience to say the least. I've always been behind the scenes, producing for other people, so when I released my first debut single last year called Secret, it was essentially a song about how I'm terrified to release anything and show people what I've been doing all these years. And so when it finally came out, it was a sense of relief and release from kind of keeping it inside and making music in my bedroom just by myself. Suddenly has become something that a couple of people, I don't know how many people will listen to, but it's a really gratifying experience, and I'm super lucky to have been able to kind of make that transition.
From my own experience, it took me so many years to start releasing music because I felt like there was this internal pressure to have everything right and to have the vision and the look and the mood board and the songs, and it be this kind of very streamlined thing that just rolled out effortlessly.
Yeah.
And that was never going to be the case. And I struggled with people pleasing and just, I didn't want to get it wrong. You know, it's obviously taken you a while to release your own music. Why did it take you so long?
I can definitely relate to everything that you just said. It's such a common experience to, like, you know, have so many different avenues of where you could go as an artist, and it's tricky to figure out where to go. And so I think for me personally, I too had that kind of mantra in my head about who am I as an artist? Who do I want to portray to the public? And it kind of became this thing where I would just make a whole bunch of demos and the different, like, tons of different genres, tons of different styles, trying to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. When I finally did release my music, that's the music that felt the most me.
Was there anything that you could pinpoint that you were scared about entering into the industry as an artist?
Definitely. I think it was because I've worked with so many artists in the past as a producer, and I can see the ups and downs of what it's like to be an artist, and I can see how vulnerable you have to be in those spaces and just kind of bare your soul to the public. And so for me, I was like, do I want to do that? That's a big thing to jump into. But it's also, I feel like there's such a reward when you do jump into that space, because there's a definite good feeling when you help other people find their vision and help them grow their artistry. But it's also a different feeling when you do it for yourself. It's definitely been paying off. So that's great.
For a young producer or even artist that is starting out, that is like, I want to do what you do, Aubrie, but I have no idea where to start. Is there a piece of advice that you could give?
I think for that person, I would say if you've got the passion for it, and if you really can see yourself in the next 10 years or foreseeable future doing this, then just put everything into it, whether that be, you know, upskilling through YouTube, watching a whole bunch of YouTube tutorials. That's what I did. Or, like, you know, learning new instruments to broaden your
musical belt.
Your musical belt. Yeah. Just adding little tools into the musical belt. I think that would be the main piece of advice, is just to be proactive in what you can learn and to never stop learning.
I am so excited to have you here today to perform your new song, Just So Lame. Can you tell us, what is this song about?
I'm so excited to perform today too, because it is going to be my first performance.
Yes!
I've never really performed anywhere, so the song is kind of a joke song. It's a little bit of a song that I wrote when I was just kind of feeling, you know what, let's just write a song for the sake of writing a song. It's kind of about just when you are in a relationship and then you end up breaking up, then you're kind of reminiscing about the old times and you're realizing, actually, they kind of sucked. They weren't the best. That's essentially what the whole song is about. It's just a little love breakup song, and how fitting is it that it's coming out near Valentine's, so all of the sad sacks that don't have anyone like me, we can listen to the song.
I love that we can listen to it.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really love about these conversations is getting to discover new artists and get to know, obviously, artists like yourself. Do you have someone that you would love to give a shout out to right here on Intros?
There are so many good artists, especially up-and-coming ones in New Zealand and locally. So it's pretty hard to just pick one. But I have recently worked with this new artist. Her name is Lottie. Her songs, I feel like, are going to pop off pretty soon. She's got this cool, like, Tate McRae sort of vibe. She was a dancer. She is still a dancer, but she started off dancing and has switched to the artistry side. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where she goes. So
amazing.
Yeah,
Lottie.
Lottie. That's the one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Aubrie Mitchell, you are amazing.
You are.
We love you. Thank you so much for being here, for bringing everything that you are to this industry and all of the things that you have in your musical tool belt. I'm so excited for 2025 to see all of this new music that is going to make its way into the world. Thank you for being on Intros.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed it so much.
Good.
It's been so good.
Thank you.
Said you couldn't bear the thought of me getting up and out through those words don't mean anything to you. And if I said them under my breath, they're in my heart, my head, my hands don't love you, not like. And if I stayed, I'd cry. Then again, I'd rather die. I'm happy without you, better that we're through. Baby, move on and realize I won the game. You're just so lame. I had a breakthrough, your ex are hurtful. Baby, move on and realize I won the game. You're just so lame. Said the other day you miss me for leaving and keeping my distance. Oh no, baby, how could I do that? I'm such a bad guy. I left you on red, you're blue, cause I left your memories of our love. And darling, you weren't enough. And if I stayed, I'd cry. Then again, I'd rather die. I'm happy without you, better that we're through. Baby, move on and realize I won the game. You're just so lame. I had a breakthrough, your ex are hurtful. Baby, move on and realize I won the game. You're just so lame. So lame, can't blame anyone but yourself. 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 I'm happy without you, better that we're through. Baby, move on and realize I won the game. You're just so